Baby whale tangled in fishing nets. Look who came to save it. Tourists noticed a helpless baby whale tangled in fishing nets and unable to free itself, with its mother also unable to help. People then made a desperate attempt to help the baby whale, but it turned out to be very difficult to accomplish. In early summer 2024, tourists gathered by the sea, eager to witness the awe-inspiring sight of humpback whales. These magnificent creatures, known for their grace and power, can grow up to 62 feet long and weigh as much as 88,000 pounds. Humpback whales inhabit all the world's oceans except the polar ice regions and migrate to coastal waters from April to June in search of food. Sadly, human activities pose a significant threat to these giants of the ocean, with hundreds losing their lives annually due to entanglement in fishing nets and other hazards. As a result, these majestic creatures are teetering on the brink of extinction and have been listed in the Red Book as a species in peril. On that day, a sudden scream from one of the tourists shattered the tranquil atmosphere. They pointed to a young whale that appeared alarmingly unusual. The other onlookers rushed closer, only to gasp in shock. The front of the massive marine mammal's body was ensnared in tightly wound pieces of fishing nets, which had inflicted deep, painful wounds on its flesh. Tourists, guides, and fishermen gathered around the distressed whale, carefully assessing the situation to determine how they could assist. It quickly became evident that the fishing nets were tightly wrapped around the whale's neck and mouth, restricting its ability to open its jaws properly and making it nearly impossible to eat. The whale was severely emaciated, its health deteriorating as it struggled in vain to free itself from the life-threatening entanglement. This was a young, not too big whale. As it grew, the nets would cut deeper into its body, eventually killing the calf. Concerned people immediately reported the whale's distress to environmentalists and local authorities. After a brief meeting, a large-scale rescue operation was organized. It involved the rescue service, volunteers, scientists, and environmentalists who had specially come to the coast from different cities, as local specialists alone couldn't help the suffering creature. Scientists and environmentalists with extensive experience in rescuing other marine mammals were to develop the operation plan. Activists and volunteers were ready to provide any possible assistance. Local residents, including sea captains, fishermen, and guides familiar with these waters, eagerly joined them. Once the team was assembled, the search for the whale began. Environmentalists reported that the entangled calf, named Stanislav, was moving with its group along its usual migration route. Rescuers used drones and boats to scour 75 miles of coastline, while volunteers monitored the shore to ensure the calf wasn't missed. Thick fog, strong winds, and high waves made the search arduous, but the Arctic's polar day provided constant daylight for the round-the-clock operation. After several days, Stanislav was finally found alive. The next challenge was the most difficult: freeing the whale from the nets. This required precise timing, as whales spend over 90% of their lives underwater, surfacing briefly to breathe. After the whale surfaced, the rescuers had only a few seconds to spot the whale, approach it, and cut the rope. There was a very high chance that the frightened calf would not let people free it despite their efforts, and then it would have ended very badly for it. According to environmentalists, the calf would not have lived more than a month in such a case. Getting close to a frightened, suffering animal weighing tens of thousands of pounds without harming it was extremely difficult. Stanislav's mother was constantly nearby, not understanding that the rescuers wanted to help and trying in every way to protect the calf, covering it with her powerful body from people and boats. The first attempt to free the whale, made the day after it was found, was unsuccessful. For 3 hours, rescuers tried to approach the whale and attach a special device with knives to the remnants of fishing nets to cut the ropes. The rescuers had to work only from the boat, using special equipment. Being in the water near the whale group was extremely dangerous. Strong sea waves, wind, and fog made rescue efforts challenging, while Stanislav, frightened by people, tried to swim away as far as the nets allowed. Curious tourists in boats further complicated the operation, scaring the whale and prompting it to dive deep. Undeterred, rescuers made several attempts in the following days, approaching in small boats to get close for even a few seconds. However, weather conditions, Stanislav's resistance, and the protective behavior of other whales, shielding him with their massive bodies, made the task extremely difficult. The net's position around Stanislav's neck and mouth, rather than the tail, added to the complexity, requiring a frontal approach that proved particularly challenging. Only on the fifth day of the lengthy rescue operation did luck finally smile upon the brave team. Tired but determined rescuers began another attempt to free the whale early in the morning. After several hours of chasing and endless maneuvers around the calf, the boat finally managed to approach the whale's head from the side. At the moment when Stanislav surfaced again to breathe, one of the rescuers managed to hook a special knife to the nets. With a sharp pull, he cut the nets around the whale's neck and mouth with a blade as sharp as a razor. "Got it!" Cut at a triumphant shout was heard. Stanislav was finally free. According to the rescuers, the piece of fishing net that almost killed the calf was about 10 feet long. But the operation was not over yet. The rescuers had to make sure the whale was completely free of the remaining nets and ropes. So they followed the calf from a safe distance for several more hours. The whale kept jumping out of the water as if rejoicing in its newfound freedom. There were still marks on its body from the nets, but now, without the ropes, the wounds should gradually heal. The most important thing was that these wounds were not too deep, and no infection should get into the whale's body. Extremely exhausted but finally free, Stanislav slowly swam towards his group, patiently waiting nearby. The news of the successful completion of the rescue operation quickly spread throughout the area. People who had been anxiously following Stanislav's fate all these days finally breathed a sigh of relief. In social media and the press, the rescuers were called real heroes. This was a unique operation in the extremely difficult conditions of the Arctic, requiring the participation of dozens of people and long hours to free the distressed creature. The rescuers successfully applied the most modern technologies and methods agreed upon with the International Marine Environmental Organization. This invaluable experience will undoubtedly be useful to whale rescuers in the future. The participants in the rescue operation even plan to create a special whale protection center. A rapid response team will be established to provide timely assistance to marine mammals in distress. Tragically, incidents like what happened to Stanislav highlight the devastating consequences of humanity's disregard for nature. Every year, thousands of whales, dolphins, and other marine creatures lose their lives after becoming entangled in fishing nets and equipment. Countless animals suffer due to ocean pollution caused by plastic and chemicals. To ensure these incredible creatures survive for future generations, we must transform our approach to nature. It is essential to carry out fishing and other ocean activities in ways that prioritize the safety and well-being of marine life. Always remember to clean up any trash, as even small actions can make a big difference. The rescue of Stanislav serves as a powerful reminder of the responsibility we all share in protecting the diverse life forms on our planet. Every life saved, whether it's a majestic whale or a tiny bird, represents a triumph of compassion over indifference and cruelty. Together, by uniting our efforts, we can create a world that is safe and welcoming for all its inhabitants, from the largest whales to humankind itself. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.